today on Century Countess, we will be recreating the Medusa Mirror from one of our audio stories from the Rose Hall series. This mirror is so close to the design idea from our story. The only thing that's off is this skull right here. Now it looks pretty cool, but wouldn't it be nice if they had painted this skull gold to match with the snakes? It just feels a little off, but that's fine because we're going to be doing something with it. This is Medusa. This is our Medusa mode. Our plan is to fill it up with foam clay and then just plop her over the skull, hopefully, and then just let it set and see what happens. Paint it with some gold paint that is very similar to this color of paint. Oh, this is sticky. We'll have to clean that. And then maybe do something on the bottom. Not sure. But we shall see. We shall see. So we are about to put in the mold, and we're going to try to do this as cleanly as possible. I'm sorry that my focus is starting to act weird. I think it's because there's movement in the camera. But what we want to do is we want to make sure we don't have this gap right here. I've seen in the mold previews that people have filled this part up and there's that little gap, so it hides the snake. So we want to try to at least do this part first. Just fill up what we can. And if we end up doing it, we'll end up doing it. We can just always scalpel it out or just paint over it. I have a feeling we may end up covering it after all, depending on how this goes. I'm really hoping we can get enough foam clay, because I just have a feeling since the skull kind of sticks out pretty good, it may damage the Medusa face. But I just, it's kind of cool though that there's a skull there. It's almost like it's wanting, and it's like we're giving it skin back, and the skin just happens to be Medusa. So, yeah, and we are definitely, we want to first, compact the mold bit. We want to make sure all that good detail is in there. So press it as much as you want, as much as you feel like, that way it gets all the detail, and then just work your way in filling it as much as you can. Like I said, you want as much of the snake detail. Okay, put that there. Now, by the way, before anyone asks, this is the foam clay that we used for our dolls, for our doll and cosplay projects. I like how it hardens, and this is definitely going to harden pretty good, hopefully. And it's going to take a few days, but hopefully, if we do it just right. Now, here's the hard part. We got to get, this is going to be like probably a risk attempt, because we got to get this to be proportioned. So it has to be kind of like, so here's where the head is. The skull's going to go plop right there. It has to be even. It can't be kind of off like that. It has to be perfectly even. So, unfortunately, we cannot do that with one hand. So I can't film that because there's no gripper for my tripod handle film thingy-bob that I'm using right now. So, yeah, we're going to have to, and like I said, you have to kind of press it down a bit. You want to make sure it fuses with the first layer of clay that you put down. Right, and then just push the excess. All right. And then just one more fun layer just for good measure. Put that there. That way the skull has a little bit of extra clay that will cover it. And then just a little bit more. Like I said, we want to make sure this Medusa face does not get damaged by the skull. So this little chunk right here that's kind of pooping out, this little bulge that we're making, that's the excess clay that we're going to be adding. That's just to make sure the skull does not damage the face. All right, and then just a little bit more there. And then, all right. Now this is going to take a few days, but hopefully we can get it just right. I'm just removing the excess hair. All right, let me push this back in. Put the lid back on. All right, I'm going to do the next step real quick. The mold has been pressed down in place. Fingers crossed, you guys, literally fingers crossed. We are going to have to do some touch-up because obviously the gold paint job they did on this is not well good. $66, and there's some bloopers here and there. Yeah, and we're definitely going to give this mirror a good cleaning as well. By the way, the gold paint that we used to paint these metal bits is going to be the same paint. It literally looks super close to the gold snakes, so it's going to literally match beautifully. So I'll see you guys in part 2, and I'll show you what happens. Till then, we have to wait for this mirror, well, not the mirror, the mold to dry on the mirror, so hopefully it will not be disturbed as it's drying. Then when we pull it out, it should have cemented onto the mirror. Like I said, fingers crossed, because we did kind of twist it slightly by accident, but I don't think it would be too much. And Medusa, you know, it's Medusa, so, but we do want a kind of a pretty Medusa. But if we end up with a warped Medusa, we can always fix it in some way. So I'll see you in part 2. Bye-bye.